What would you do if your own older sister stole $80,000 from your parents and framed you as the thief, destroying your entire life in one night? The pain still hits me like a punch to the gut every time I think about it. I was 22, working hard and trying to build something real, when it all exploded. Emily had always been the golden child, the favorite, the one who could do no wrong in our parents' eyes. After our parents retired, they trusted her with their life savings and retirement money. One day, 80K disappeared. She didn't even hesitate. She looked them straight in the eyes and said it was me, that I was jealous and stealing behind their backs. No proof needed. They believed her instantly. That same night, they kicked me out of the house I grew up in, calling me a disgrace and a thief. I stood on the driveway with just a backpack, watching the door slam shut, tears burning in my eyes as my own family threw me away like garbage. I slept in my car for weeks, eating cheap food, wondering how my blood sister could destroy me so easily. The betrayal cut deeper than anything I've ever felt. Losing my home, my reputation, my parents' love, all because of her greed. But instead of breaking, something dark woke up inside me. I made a silent vow that night under the streetlights. I would get proof and make her pay, not quickly, but in the most painful way possible. For 5 years, I worked dead-end jobs, lived in a tiny apartment, and secretly hired forensic accountants to trace every single transaction. The loneliness, the anger, the sleepless nights remembering how they chose her over me, it all fueled a cold, patient rage. I got ironclad evidence, every transfer, every fake signature, every lie she told. I waited, smiled at family events, and acted like I accepted my fate while carrying the bomb that would destroy her perfect life. If your own family ever betrayed you and believed the worst lies about you, drop a in the comments right now because this story is about to get brutal and you're not alone in this pain. Those 5 years of silent suffering changed me into a completely different man, carrying the weight of betrayal every single day while Emily lived her dream life completely untouched. She got engaged to a wealthy businessman, planned this huge fairy tale wedding, and continued playing the perfect daughter while I scraped by, collecting every piece of evidence like a shadow. I found bank records, emails, even secret recordings where she bragged to her friends about how smart she was for pinning it on me. Every new proof felt like fire in my veins, reminding me of the nights I cried alone wondering why my parents chose her lies over their own son. The emotional toll was crushing. Missing holidays, watching family photos on social media where I was erased, hearing relatives call me a thief. But I stayed patient, built a small career in finance, and prepared everything perfectly. I knew her wedding day was coming, the biggest day of her life. Surrounded by hundreds of guests who thought she was innocent, I made sure I was invited as the supportive brother. They all believed I had moved on and accepted my mistake. On the outside, I smiled and congratulated her. But inside, I was counting down the minutes to the moment. I would shatter her world the same way she shattered mine. The rage never slept, but it made me smarter and colder. I carried that USB drive with all the bank statements like a loaded gun. This wasn't just revenge for the money. It was for every tear, every lonely night, every time I was treated like trash by my own blood. The curiosity of what would happen that day kept me going through the hardest times. If you've ever been falsely accused and abandoned by family, come off framed below and share this video with someone who needs to see justice finally served. Because the wedding reception is where everything explodes in the most satisfying way. The wedding day arrived and the venue looked like something from a movie. Flowers everywhere, hundreds of guests dressed in their best, and Emily walking around like a princess in her expensive white dress while our parents beamed with pride at their perfect daughter. I stood there in my suit as the best man, heart pounding with a mix of pain and cold excitement, knowing this was the moment I had waited 5 long years for. After the ceremony and dinner, during the reception when everyone was happy and laughing, it was time for the best man speech. People clapped as I walked up to the microphone, Emily giving me that fake warm smile like we were close again. I started normal, talking about our childhood, making everyone laugh for a few minutes, building the perfect setup while my hands stayed steady. Then I paused, looked directly at her, and said I had a special surprise to show how much she meant to the family. The projector screen behind me lit up as I plugged in the USB. Gasps filled the room as the first bank statements appeared. Every transaction, highlighted in red. Every transfer to her secret account, every fake signature matching her handwriting. I kept speaking calmly, explaining exactly how she stole the $80K and blamed me, how she destroyed my life while playing victim. The room went dead silent, then exploded into chaos. Emily's face turned ghostly white. Her husband stood up in shock, and my parents looked like they had been slapped. I played the recordings next, her voice bragging about fooling everyone. Tears streamed down my face, not from sadness, but from pure release of 5 years of pain. Her new husband looked at her with disgust and walked out during the reception. Guests started whispering and leaving. That moment of public humiliation was everything I had dreamed of. The emotional weight I carried for years started lifting as I watched her perfect world crumble right in front of me. Emily tried to scream and deny everything, but the evidence was undeniable, playing on loop for the entire room to see, while her dream wedding turned into a nightmare. Her husband didn't even wait till the end of the night. He left her right there, saying he couldn't marry a liar and a thief. My parents sat there stunned, finally realizing they had thrown their own son out for nothing. I didn't stop until every guest saw the full truth. Security had to escort Emily out as she cried and begged, her perfect image completely destroyed in front of everyone who mattered to her. The satisfaction was overwhelming. After years of being called a thief and treated like garbage, she lost the marriage, the respect most of her friends, and her reputation that same night. I didn't just expose her, I made sure the damage was permanent. In the following weeks, my parents reached out crying, apologizing, but the trust was gone forever. I showed them all the evidence again and told them exactly how it felt to be abandoned. Emily tried calling me for months, begging for forgiveness, but I blocked her completely. She ended up divorced, struggling financially, and cut off by many family members who finally saw her true face. The revenge was slow, calculated, and perfect. I took back my dignity and made her feel the same public shame she gave me, watching her lose. Everything just like she tried to do to me healed something deep inside that had been broken for 5 years. The pain, the loneliness, the rage. It was all worth it for that one moment at the wedding reception when her world collapsed. Today I'm living a successful life on my own terms while my sister is still picking up the pieces from the destruction she caused, and I finished. My parents finally understood the truth, but some wounds never fully heal. I got justice not just for the money, but for every night I slept in my car wondering why my own family hated me. To every person watching who has been framed, betrayed, or abandoned by family, know this: patience and proof are more powerful than screaming and fighting. Stay strong, document everything, and wait for your moment, because the best revenge is destroying their perfect image when they least expect it. If this story made you emotional, fired you up, or reminded you of your own pain, smash that like button hard right now and share it with someone who needs to see this. Comment your own family betrayal or framed stories below. I read every single comment, and we're building a community that doesn't stay silent. Subscribe for more raw, true revenge stories that actually happened. This was my real story. It hurt like hell, but I came out stronger. What's your revenge story? Thanks for watching till the end, and stay strong out there.